Hey there guys, I am the Six Machine and welcome back to another Warhammer video. Moving on from the couple of Loyalist legions we've had in the last few days, we are back onto a heretical kick, and this one really does have a bit of a bite to it. Because today we are taking a look at the angry guys themselves, the Sons of Angron, the World Eaters. And if you are a fan of close combat, charging headlong into battle and basically just going crazy, acting like an orc without all the green, then the World Eaters may well be the legion for you. With a crazed nature thanks to the Butcher's Nails, these guys just love getting up close and personal with their enemies and then ripping them to pieces. And to help them do that, their legion trait, Violence Incarnate, grants you +1 attack when you've made a successful charge, even if it is disordered. Now, I've seen a lot of people talking about this, and I know on the face of it, it sounds a little bit boring. It sounds a little bit underwhelming. It's just +1 attack. You know, it's not +1 to wound or reduce the damage from incoming shooting attacks or the flexibility of, say, the Dark Angel's Hexagrammaton. But when you think about it, it is actually really quite a good ability. If you compare it to something like +1 to hit, you do end up generally coming out a little bit ahead. And for example, with 2 attacks base, hitting on 2s, if you have +1 to hit, you can expect about 1.6 hits. Whereas with this, starting with 2 attacks base, getting +1, so going up to 3, means that even hitting on 3s, that will net you about 2 hits. So it is actually better than just a flat +1 to hit buff. And I mean, on top of that as well, it means that in your big 20-man squads, you will be rolling a huge amount of dice. So from a sheer fun perspective, I do think that this one is going to be quite enjoyable to use when you do get your big squads charged in and you can just roll a crazy amount of dice into your opponent. The World Eaters also, both in 30k and 40k, have a penchant for leaving the boring chainswords behind and bringing something a little bit bitier. And by bitier, of course, we mean axes. And they have another unique little rule, Savage Fervor, which means they can exchange their chainsword for a chainaxe for free. And this all by itself is a really big bonus. As you can see on the screen now, chainaxes get a +1 strength boost over a chainsword, so your guys can be swinging with that extra attack on the charge and at strength 5 most of the time for your strength 4 guys. So this almost feels like it's an extra little bonus to your legion trait in my opinion, and it definitely helps to make the arguably somewhat dull +1 attack from Violence Incarnate just feel a bit more exciting to use. As it's a free upgrade, you do want to be doing this every single chance you get. Not only is it a flat power boost, but also if you're a World Eater and you're not bringing a chainaxe, then what are you even doing? Don't use chainswords, use chainaxes. If you want to use chainswords, go for the Blood Angels. We also got shown a unique World Eater's reaction, and this one is really powerful. You can use it once per battle, and it's in the enemy's shooting phase, and then when one of your units is targeted by a shooting attack, you can use this, and all the models in the target unit gain Feel No Pain 5+, which is, all by itself, with nothing else, a crazy good survivability buff, meaning that a 20-man tactical squad shooting their bolters, so 40 shots, will go from doing around 8.8 unsaved wounds to doing about 5.9, saving the lives of a good 3 of your soldiers. It is, just on that alone, a fantastic reaction I think, and one that you would probably be using every single game, but that is not all this reaction does. Because after that shooting attack has been completed, your unit, in the enemy's shooting phase remember, can charge. You just flat out charge the unit that shot you. You can only charge the unit that shot at you, so if they did shoot at you from 24 inches away or from across the board, obviously this won't do anything. But if an enemy unit has got close, unleashed some firepower into you and is hoping to get a charge off into you in their assault phase, you can beat them to the punch and charge them as soon as they finish shooting. And obviously that doesn't just take the agency away from your opponent, but it gives you the +1 attack from your legion trait as you charge. So honestly, this is a mind-blowingly good reaction. The Feel No Pain is an incredibly good buff, as we've said, and the bonus of being able to threaten enemy units with a charge in their shooting phase is just going to make your opponent so worried and have to second guess themselves about what units they shoot at, how close they're getting to you, and just whether they can risk you making a charge into their unit before they can get a charge off into you. I do think that this is the best reaction that we have seen in the previews so far, and it's going to mean that your World Eaters are almost always going to be able to be the ones getting the charge off when you need them to most, giving you the most benefit from that +1 attack trait that you have as well. All in all, I have to say, if you like melee close combat legions, the World Eaters are looking like the clear winners so far. I would say they are even better than what we've seen for the Blood Angels and the Space Wolves. They have some crazy damage output from the sheer volume of attacks they can throw out, and some very good durability to back it up, thanks to their reaction, the Savage Tide. So all in all, they look like they're going to be a very hard to put down, very overwhelmingly strong in melee faction, if that's your kind of thing. But what do you think of the World Eaters? Is Violence Incarnate a good legion trait? And what do you think of the Savage Tide reaction? Is it maybe a bit too good? Or do you think it does have the limitation in that your opponent can work around it by just shooting you from over 12 inches away? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me, but until next time, I'll catch you later, guys.